You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, General Hospital fans, I have got your early edition spoilers for the week of June 30th through July 4th. Sonny Corinthos is stunned and Curtis Ashford is lashing out in an extreme way. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt. If you're not following, hit that subscribe button. And as we always do on early edition day, we're going to start with what is happening the rest of this week. And just a little side note, be prepared for news interruptions. There's bombing and stuff going on, and we've seen the CBS soaps interrupted, and the ABC could be. And if it is interrupted and there's a preemption, be sure and check your DVR programming to make sure that you don't miss one. All right, hopping into what's coming Wednesday, June 25th, we've got Martin getting bad news. Now, his whole week has been rough. He's in the hospital getting his back checked out because he lunged for that receipt that Tracy was holding, and he just took a header. It was very embarrassing. So he could be getting bad news about his achy breaky back, or about Liz Weber deciding not to pursue a personal injury suit for the SUV car crash, or it could be more alimony demands from his many exes, thanks to Tracy Q. Plus, Martin has a talk with Rick, who comes to see him at the hospital, and Martin tells Rick, if anybody can irritate her, it's you. And it sounds like he wants Tracy to poke and prod. I mean, he wants Rick to poke and prod at Tracy, which would be pretty funny. Dante goes to see Brooklyn and tells her that they really need to work together to get through to their son, Gio. He doesn't want to talk to either one of them. And of course, they're not the ones who were keeping the secret that he was growing up right under the nose of his bio mom and dad. And I do agree they do need to work together. Lulu won't like that, and that's one more reason they should do it. Plus, Alexis stops by General Hospital for a chat with Elizabeth. So I'm wondering if Kristina told her mom Alexis that Liz knows that she cut the brake lines and that Lucky asked her not to go to the cops. So Alexis may be seeking reassurance from Liz that she really won't tell the police, and she may want to thank her. And of course, I think Elizabeth's rationale is simply because Sam died. But Liz warned Kristina, don't do anything else or I will go to the cops. And we know Kristina is pulling this Cody con. So that could come back around to bite Kristina. And speaking of the local cowboy, Cody obeys orders on Wednesday, and it's maybe about Kristina and the whole Ava seduction scheme. Or it could be something about Tracy, because it looks like he is having a talk with her. He asks if his job is already done, and Tracy wants to discuss payment. You remember Michael actually cooked this thing up with Cody, which I thought was pretty brilliant. Marco delivers something to someone, a very vague spoiler. It might be about his mom Natalia's DUI case and the deal that she's supposed to be cutting with DA Turner to testify against Sonny, or maybe he is sending flowers to his boyfriend Lucas. Speaking of, Elizabeth asks Lucas if he thinks that she is leading Rick on. Now, I think that Liz letting Rick breathe the same air that she's breathing leads Rick on, but that's on him, not her. Meanwhile, Ava calls somebody a lying liar, and it may be Rick. I wonder if she finds out he's been flirting with Liz, or maybe she figures out that Cody is running a con on her. Plus, somebody asks someone what their answer is, and it may be about Natalia taking that relocation deal to get away from the Port Charles PD and her looming DUI trial. Then on Thursday, June 26th, we have got Carly talking to Sonny, but she leaves that conversation quite worried. Carly may be all up in arms about the Sonny versus Sidwell thing, because Sidwell has made clear he wants Sonny's peers and he'll stop at nothing until he runs him off. Marco is aiding and abetting in that. Lucy Coe was trying to convince Sonny. So Carly may butt in, and when she does, she usually messes things up. She may get Jack Brennan involved. We'll see. Lucas gets some advice from Lulu, and it could be romantic advice about his relationship with Marco. And Brooklyn sees something that she definitely does not like. And I wonder if it's her son, Gio, talking to her enemy, Lulu. Plus, Dante gets a different perspective on things. He gets some food for thought from Jason, and this likely involves Gio and maybe how to approach him. I mean, like him or not, Jason's been a deadbeat dad for years. Meanwhile, Dante was just in the dark. So maybe he is going to have some advice from a dad who's not been good and who's trying to be better, given to a dad who's always been better and is now struggling because he's been seen in a bad light. Plus, Marco gets some new info. This could be about Natalia and Sonny. Maybe Natalia tells him she's going to take Sonny's deal. I wouldn't mind seeing her jetting out of Port Charles for good. On Friday, June 27th, we've got Carly reminiscing with Jason. I wonder if they're talking about Michael's childhood and her lying to keep him away from AJ with Jason's help, because Carly just brought that very thing up to Michael in regard to him keeping Willow away from their kids. Anna is put on the spot. She's asked some very hard questions, and it may be about Sonny. Maybe it's D.A. Turner pushing on her. Then we've got Daisy's christening event on Friday. Sasha and Michael and the families are there, and there may be danger from that mystery stalker who may or may not be working for Sidwell. There's going to be a huge shock for Sonny, and I wonder if it is at the christening. Could be some kind of attack, or maybe they arrest him at that big family event. I guess it all depends on what Natalia decided. Chase and Brooklyn uncover something on Friday, and it may be about Britt Westbourne's past with Rocco. The groundwork is being laid for Kelly Tebow's return in July. The week of June 30th through July 4th, we've got Brooklyn pondering her next steps now that she and Chase found out something, and Marco should be delivering that original birth certificate that she wanted. Brooklyn is getting closer and closer to getting revenge on Lulu, but it may hurt some other people as collateral damage when she does it. Sonny's going to face some fallout from that huge shock at the end of the prior week, and Carly is very eager to help Sonny. But as we know, Carly tends to make things worse when she gets overly involved. Dante switches gears. After that talk with Jason, after the talk with Brooklyn, we could see Dante taking a whole different approach to getting Gio to open up and let him in his life. Marco makes a big decision that week, and Drew goes on the offensive against Curtis and Portia. Now that Kai has spilled the beans and Drew knows Curtis and Portia are searching for Jacinda to get her to lie about him, expect Drew to act out in worse ways. Trina is likely going to be upset at Kai over this. Willow's busy planning her wedding, and Sidwell's busy plotting to take down both Sonny and Jason. He needs them out of the way. The 4th of July episode should be an encore episode. That's generally what the ABC soap does, so wait and see. Also, this plan to seduce Ava might be Cody's last hurrah before we see him far less, because Josh Kelly has been pushed back to recurring. He is no longer on contract, so I guess that also means no romance with Molly unless it happens off screen.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.